So, it was probably when I was about 7 or 8 that my mum introduced me to one of the most important things in Western society, something that underpins everything we are and everything we do. It was a Saturday morning and I got my first to-do list. Now, the to-do list is a holy thing, isn't it? And I received mine on a Saturday morning, and for every pretty Saturday morning until I left home, I got my to-do list. My brother did as well. And on my to-do list would be things like vacuuming my room, cleaning the gerbils out, maybe doing something to do the washing, rodding the drains. No, actually there wasn't one when I was 7 or 8. But that came a little bit later. But I had my to-do list, and I learned that actually an efficient, effective way of doing life is to write down what you need to get done that day and get it done. Jesus was asked a question about to-do lists. It was during Holy Week. We are in Holy Week today. We are in this way forward to the cross, this massively important time where so much of the gospel writers focus their attention. And Jesus was being questioned. He was being asked about this, asked about that. They were trying to catch him out. And one teacher came and said, "What is the greatest commandment? What does a to-do list look like for a follower of God?" I don't know where you get the things for your to-do list. Maybe you have it in your mind. Maybe you write it down. Maybe it's something that happens every week. You have your sort of process. I don't know why you decided to put the things on that you did. What values motivated the things on your list? For some of us, it's things that we perceive that need doing, or things we want to get done, or things we feel guilty that we haven't done. But a whole myriad of different reasons for whatever may be or not on your to-do list. But Jesus has asked this question: what's the greatest commandment? What's the greatest things to be doing? And probably, if you've been a Christian for any length of time, you actually know the answer. Jesus said that love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind and strength, and to love your neighbour as yourself, to love God and to love people. And he said all the law and the prophets is summed up. If you do those two things, if loving God and loving people is on your list and you do those, everything is fulfilled. You imagine all the other potential things you could write on that list, and Jesus is saying you've done them, you're doing them, you're on it. When we were in Mozambique with Heidi and Roland Baker, we were very moved by their interpretation of these commandments. Sometimes we can put commandments in a box, or some sort of holy thing, or some sort of, attainment thing, but they put it right there in the everyday. In Mozambique, they talk about stop for the one. Stop for the one. And they put that at the top of their list every single day. It doesn't matter how terrible or good things are. It doesn't matter the opportunities or the challenges. Top of the list. Stop for the one. It means to stop for the one, to stop for Jesus. To not be so hurried, to not be so intent on what I'm about that I forget that he is there. It's that Mary sitting at the feet of Christ attitude. Stop for Jesus. Are you going to stop right now for Jesus? Are you going to stop in the middle of what you're doing in your day for Jesus? But also, this stop for the one is to then be able to stop for the person in front of you, to stop for the needs that are outside of my to-do list, for the things that other people value or are desperate for, is to stop for them as well. In these days where probably we've found our to-do lists have changed a bit, maybe if you own a house, it looks like a whole shed load of decorating. That's okay. But I believe in these days, I believe that what God's after, what He's about in this time, is that we can move from this to this. Or probably put it better, is that this truly influences this. That actually in my mind, as I think about today, of what I want to do, of what I've got to get on with, His word, His command is first and foremost, really. I bet we've all known the guilt or frustration or stress when we realise, I've written my to-do list and I get to the end of the day and there's something I forgot to do or something I forgot to put on there. I want to be like that when I realised I've forgotten to stop for Jesus. I want to be like that when I realise I've missed stopping for the people that He made. So will you stop for Jesus? Will you stop for people? We're not allowed to go and visit, but we all have means of communicating, letters even. We can send emails, texts. Let's stop for people. Let's put it on our list. Let's say, God, who do you want me to touch today? Who do you want me to bless and encourage today? And let's be a bit bold, because it might be someone we don't really know. It might be someone who's not a Christian. But to be in that place, the greatest commandment, love the Lord your God and love your neighbour. Let's make that our to-do list. Let's make that a place we live, a thing we do for the rest of our lives.